Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're coming from. It is another Thursday. Yes, believe it or not, it is Thursday again already. Good evening if you're coming from Africa, Europe, Antarctica, Oceanic, North America, South America, Asia, wherever you're tuning in from tonight. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. Of course, some part of the world it is now night or early morning, but for us here on the eastern side of things, it is nighttime. Yes, it is nighttime. 8 p.m., 8:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Florida, United States. So welcome wherever you are coming from. And my guest tonight is Dr. Kevin Bowen, and of course, we're going to be looking a little bit more into Jamaica Masters athletics, and we're going to learn a little bit more about our another part of our legacy. So don't go anywhere. Stay right there. I will be right back, right back, right back. And I just want to say happy belated birthday to Josiah. Josiah had his birthday on Monday. Happy birthday, Josiah. Monica Lewis, I see you. Welcome each and everyone. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Jamaica's track and field legacy is unmatched. It is a story of triumph, resilience, and extraordinary talent. But do you know the stories behind the athletes who brought us glory? Hi, I'm HP, founder of HP Chat Track. My mission is simple: to celebrate the rich legacy of Jamaica track and field and shine a light on the incredible people who make it happen. Winning that race was a dream come true, but the journey wasn't easy. It's not just about medals, it's about inspiring the next generation. Jamaica track and field isn't just a sport, it's our pride, our culture, our heart. Every week I sit down with athletes, coaches and fans to bring you stories of dedication, passion and legacy. Plus, we've got exciting news and exclusive insights into the world of track and field. Make your Thursday night be at HP's place. Come hang out with us at HP Chat Track Studio, where track and field is our business. Jamaica, one people, one legacy.
Hello, hello, hello. We are back, and with me is Dr. Kevin Bowen. Dr. Bowen, how are you? Welcome to HP Chat Track. Of course, I'm your girl HP, and we'll be hanging out a little bit. And guys, Dr. Bowen is actually on his lunchtime. He is at work and he is on his lunchtime. And of course, he's going to take a break and talk with us a little bit. Good evening, Dr. Bowen. Welcome. How are you?
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. And of course, tonight we're here to talk about another branch of Jamaica track and field legacy, and that is the Masters League. Last week we had Damian Maxwell, who is a current athlete, and he told us a little bit. But tonight I'm going to pick your brain to tell us a little bit more about the federation, the movement, what it is about. But before we get into that, just tell us a little bit about yourself, Doc, where you're from, which parish, the school you attended, and then we can get into things.
All right, so I'll try to sum it up as best as I can because you see, my life is like a roller coaster. I was actually born in the parish of St. Thomas, and my mother told me when I was like 3 months old, she moved to Kingston. So I grew up in Kingston, and then when by the time I get to the stage of high school, I was supposed to go to KC, and my mother said, we'll go back to St. Thomas. So I ended up going to Happy Grove High School, which is in Portland. So that's where I did my secondary education. Fast forward after that, I joined the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
Wow.
Right out of high school, I did about 10 years. Yeah, most people don't know that. I don't tell everybody.
I'm
But
glad I'm the first. I'm glad I'm the first.
yeah, a lot of people don't know that. But yeah, so I did actually 10 years in the JCF. And then while I was in the JCF, I went to GC Foster College where I did I got a teacher's diploma in physical education and sports. So while I was in high school, I was always been running, and I went to the boys championship. Yeah, I made my team and everything, but as a matter of injuries, I never made it, to Carifta or none of those major platforms. But I continued to run. And while I was in the JCF, I was still doing track and field. I run in the Miami Classics and a couple of other overseas meets. And like I said, while I was a member of the JCF, I went to GC Foster College of Physical Education and Sports in 1994 to 97. Then did 10 years, and then actually I migrated to the United States of America, and then I pursue a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing. Then I went on and did my Master of Science, and I became a nurse practitioner. And I went further on and did my PhD. So I actually have 4 degrees.
Wow.
I have more
Wow.
degrees than Damien.
Well, Damien is going after his
I know.
PhD.
Well, listen, I'm much older than Damien, but you know, just to piggyback from Damien. I like the speech that he made, that wherever you're planted, you shall bloom.
Indeed.
So that's my story. I after migrating to the US, I continue to pursue tertiary education. Because the sky's the limit, and I'm a little bit of an overachiever. And
In-
I'm still doing my thing. I'm also a professor. I lecture in 2 universities. Yeah, City University of New York, and also the University of Mount St. Vincent. So I teach nursing and other sciences and stuff like that. So yeah, and actually I came from humble beginnings. So I never born with no gold spoon in my mouth. So I earn everything that I have. I earn it, hard sweat and blood. Because my mother was a single mother. Because my old man dropped out when I was about 12, 13.
wow.
Yeah, and then you see, my mother never worked from the day she born. So it's the separation start right there. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's why I end up have to go back a country, because my mother couldn't afford to pay the rent in the house where we live. And she said, country where I go. So basically, I've had, my ups and downs in life, but that never stopped me. I've always been a person who's academically inclined as well as sports. So I do both, the best of both things, and I try to do my best in whatever I pursue. So I guess that's a little bit in a nutshell about me.
But you know something, Doc? I know that
Hmm.
you're on your lunchtime and we only have 1 hour, but it seems as if we have a lot to talk about. But you
I could,
know,
ex-
I
I could extend a little. Don't worry. I
okay,
could,
okay.
I,
I'm happy to hear that
yeah,
because
just go with the flow.
I like that. I love
Yeah.
that. I love
Mm.
that. But
I already told them that I have a very important meeting.
well, I'm honored to hear that this meeting is
Yeah,
important.
yeah, it's
But
very important. Yeah, very
But
important.
you let us go back a little bit and even to what Damien said that it is not where you go to school, it is not where you start your journey because many people when they ask me which school I went to, I did not go to a traditional school
Mm-hmm.
myself. So it's not where you start the race, but it's how you end or how you continue on that path. And also, so GC Foster.
Mm-hmm.
No, before we even get to GC Foster, the police force.
Mm-hmm.
What influenced you to join the police force?
Okay, so I will tell you the reason why I joined the police force. Hardship. My mother, when I graduated high school, I was supposed to go to college, and my mother was not able to afford it. And I said to myself, I said, boy, one day they had a what do you call it was a day where they tell you about different jobs and job
Different
fair.
careers.
Yes. And I go through all of them, and them say, boy, the police, while you're in training, you get paid. And I say, oh, that one that sound good. So I never really wanted to be a police officer, because that was not my dream to be a police officer. So I actually joined because of monetary reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was in training, I was even helping my mother out financially because we used to get a stipend every month, and I was helping out my mother while I was there. So that was the reason why I joined, was because of monetary reasons.
Wow, what a story, man!
Yeah.
Your story start with a bang, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So, from the police force,
Mm.
why GC Foster? Why? I mean, you're now in a job where you're earning some steady money coming in.
Hmm.
Why did you decide now that I am going to go to GC Foster School of Physical Education?
The love of track and field. And while I was, as a matter of fact, I was inspired by a few former Olympians. I'll mention their names. One of them was Roxbert Martin, who was also a police officer.
Wow,
So,
I never know that.
yeah, he was a police officer. And so we were police officers in GC Foster College. So, and because we got study leave. So we're the first ones who actually took advantage of that, because no one knew that you could get study leave from the government, because we were always academically inclined and we loved the sport. So me and Roxford Martin used to run. We used to compete for the police, and then he went 1 year before me in 90. I think he went in 96, and then I went in 1997. And then the guys like Danny McFarlane also was a student at GC Foster College at that time.
Wow.
Yes, and another guy, his name is Burnett. So quite a few police officers went to GC Foster College. But we,
Amazing.
because we were doing well in track and field while running for the police.
Yes, because Roxford Martin is actually he's an Olympian. So
Yes, he's Olympian. Yeah,
yeah, Danny McFarlane
yeah,
also is
yeah.
an Olympian.
So
So
those
yeah,
are the guys that I used to run with while we were police. But my thing was that I've always prone to injuries. That's why I never make it to the on the big scene, like the World Games or the Olympics, because I was always been plagued by injury. But
wow.
the talent is there and was there, and I'm still plagued by injuries, even though I'm older now.
Yeah, because you're a part of the Masters League. What
Yeah.
inspired you? You did not get into the game as a professional athlete to the level of your colleagues Roxbert and Danny McFarlane, but what influenced you or what motivated you to continue to the part where you're now a part of the Masters League?
Well, actually, it was a police lady. She was one of my colleague. She told me about the masters, because I never knew anything about masters. Because once we leave police and I met me stop run. I said, okay, this is it. And she said that there's a thing called masters. And I said, masters, pure old people in the man. I said, no, you have to train.
I am going to tell Damien.
So, yeah, so the first year me go, me get my ass whooped, man, because I said I thought I couldn't just go there and run and not train. I didn't know that you have to train hard. But I don't know. We have a few Olympians. James Bedford is still jumping for Jamaica Masters.
Wow, awesome.
We have this guy, Garth Robinson, but he's running for the US. He's Olympian too.
He's a Jamaican Olympian. I know his name. I have
He,
his name on my list. Yeah.
he has the world record in the 100 meter and the 200 meter, 10
At the
points. And he
masters level.
yes, and he run 10 points something, and the man a 50 must a 55-year old. so
Wow.
so he has a record, and James Bedford is still
He has the
jumping
record for Jamaica.
for the world, the world title. He has the record for the
Oh, the
whole.
world title. Okay.
Yes,
Running for which country?
well, he's running for the US.
Oh, oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So but James Beckford is still, he live in Germany, but he still represent Jamaica.
Jamaica. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we still have, we have quite a few past Olympians that are still doing their thing, but because of the lack of, which
Lack
we're
of
going, I know we know we're gonna get.
resources.
Yeah, we know we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Because in terms of our Jamaica Masters program, you find that
Hmm.
a lot of these athletes, they're running for other countries.
Yeah, yeah. And we're going to segue now. Now that we get to know a little bit about you, a
Yeah.
policeman, Studying at GC Foster from St. Thomas. St. Thomas is in the building. If you are from St. Thomas, this man is from St. Thomas and from a very, very humble beginning. What is it? This name of your school is?
Happy Grove.
Happy Grove
It's
in
just a, o-
Portland.
yeah, it's an old school, man. Happy Grove is over 100 years old, man.
Wow.
It used to be a boarding school and
Mm-hmm.
founded by the Quakers. So it had a rich heritage. A lot of great people came out of that institution, man.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome, awesome. Doc, your story start with a bang, but just let us just look at some comments and welcome each and everyone. Welcome again, guys. Welcome. Monica Lewis is saying good evening, HP, and everyone on the live. Damian Maxwell, sorry, is here. Damian was here last week. Damian is saying good evening, everyone. Looking forward to this interview. Miss Vilma Charlton, I don't know if you're familiar with that name, but Miss
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Vilma
Oh yeah.
Charlton
Yeah.
is a three-time
I
Olympian,
am. I definitely.
yes, for Jamaica, and she's still giving back
Yeah.
to the sport in Jamaica. She's saying, good evening, Heather. Keep up the good work for highlighting our Olympians. Thank you very much for that, Miss Vilma. Monica Lewis is saying, okay, happy birthday to Josiah. Damien is saying, yes, Doc, more than me for real. So he's agreeing that you have more degrees than him. I love it. I love it. Bonnie M, another Olympian for Jamaica and Canada, is saying, hello, HP and family. She represented Jamaica at the 1972 Olympic Games and Canada 1976. But back to you now, the man of the
Mm,
hour,
yeah.
about Masters
Mm,
Athletics.
mhm.
For those who are not aware of what this thing is, can you just break it down for us a little bit? What exactly is Masters Athletics, and is it a global movement organization?
Well, you say the Masters right now is like a big country club. You when you join the Jamaican the Masters is from age 35 and upward because you have people running at 100 years old. Them still doing them thing. The
What?
oh yes, oh
So
yes,
that means I can get in there.
yes, man. You're young. You consider young. Right now, they consider me as a young person in my 50s. Them say me a young boy. You understand?
Wow.
But
Mm-hmm.
this the Masters thing is a very it benefits you in many ways, and it's not just physical; it's also mental. It's like a big country club. You get to socialize. A lot of people who are doctors, lawyers, nurses, physical therapists. When you go there, you can just talk to people and get advice about anything. And the other way is like athletes. We don't talk about our career or whatever. We are just athletes. We are just masters athletes. So when you go there,
So whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, a judge, it doesn't
n-
matter.
no, when you go up on the track, everybody are fret. Because it's about competition, and it's about bragging rights and all
Mm-hmm.
these things. And we actually have friends on the social media. I have friends all over the world, and they remember your name. When you go at these meets, they remember your name. And I've been to different countries. I've been to Poland, Finland. I've been to Canada. I've been to so many different places. Malaga in Spain. And trust me, wherever you go and meet up your colleagues, they remember your name and I'm happy to see you. So it's not just about running, it's also about tourism. Because when, as Damien said, you never know say so we popular. When we put on the Jamaica uniform in any one of these countries, them say them not consider you masters that them say you're Jamaican, you're representing Jamaica, you're Jamaican athlete. You get the utmost respect from everybody. Picture. Sometimes I will take off the Jamaica clothes when I go out the street because anywhere you go, a picture. It's a Kodak moment. So it's a big deal. It's not an ordinary thing. This Jamaica uniform, yeah, it means a lot. You're an ambassador. People want one when I went to Spain one year, this guy is from France. He followed me for 3 days. Him say mark me and him say him size me up. Him say he knows that my clothes can't fit him. And the man approached me and said that can I exchange the uniform? And I said, okay. When I get the man the uniform, the man all want to kiss me. I said, okay, man, okay, it's all right. You don't have to kiss me. Him say, Lang, I want one of them uniform here. And I'm saying to myself, it's just a piece of garment. But to him, it's not.
It's something that we as Jamaicans take for granted.
Yeah. And the man was so, it's like making the man $1 million. And it warms my heart. It makes me feel so good about my country at this master's level. So we get the same respect where the senior athletes get and where the Olympian them get at the same respect. You can ask them to. It's no different. Once you roll out, even if your last year come, once you have a Jamaican uniform, them a cheer for you.
Once you check for Jamaica,
Yes, they
wow.
check for. I went to Poland recently, and people we did. I was the only one representing Jamaica, and then we have maybe a few other people, but we have a lot of people cheering for us who are not Jamaicans. That's a big deal. And them come and thump off your fist at the finish line or when you're dead. Them thump off your fist, man. Them just want to touch you. That's how it is. So the Masters is not just it's not an ordinary thing. A lot of Jamaicans, I mean, don't really know the impact that we have on the rest of the world. And in Jamaica, they don't take the Masters thing very serious.
But you know something, Doc? I think one of the thing is that maybe they don't know anything about it because I'm going to be honest with you. When I met Damien, I did not know that it was a thing. And I posted in 4 track and field groups that I'm in to ask people, do you know anything about the Jamaica Masters League? And the only group that could really give me information on it, I'm in a group with some Olympians. I'm in a group with Miss Vilma Charlton, Lily Hodges, Ruth Williams Simpson, Dorothy, Scott Genius, they were the ones that said to me that yes, there is a Masters League. I guess they know about it because they're former athletes. But the other groups that I put it in, people were saying, yeah, we know a little thing, but we didn't know that it was still, I think it was still active. So I invited Damien to come and let us talk about it because I think we need to make it be known so that to give our athletes who are retiring options because
Hmm.
there are athletes who are now switching from track and field to other sports like
Hmm.
the bobsled. We've seen Carrie Russell, we've seen Christania Williams, and we've seen Taekwondo Tracy
Hmm.
all a part of the sport bobsled. So I think if we make more athletes aware of this and also can get funding and resources, I think the federation will see more people. But before we get there and talk about Jamaica, how do they set up the age group for the Masters League?
So you have different groups. So you have M35, so like from 35 to 39. You have from 40 to 44 and so on. So there is a 4 year difference between each age group. So like now I'm M50. So M50 goes from M50 to 54 and so on and so forth. So that's how it is. So they group everybody into a age category.
Okay, brilliant.
Mm,
So there's a
mm.
different group. So you don't have 35-year-old running
No,
with 60. Okay,
but
awesome.
sometimes what I do if the team is short, like that the last game I went to Florida. They have the world um indoors masters in Florida. I stepped down to M35 because I'm not afraid.
Wow, you're a brave man.
And I'm running better than some M35.
I believe you. I believe you.
So the thing about is that like if you're very good, sometimes like for instance in relays, you can step down, but you can't step up. So like I could be M50 and run and step down all the way to M35 if we have because we have a M35 team and there was only two M35 on the team, so they might have to just use whoever. And I was the only person that can be run on the team. So so you could step down, but you can't step up.
Okay, that is
Yeah.
so a 35-year-old cannot step up to
No,
group
no,
50.
no, they cannot. But
Yeah,
but I
I
could
see
step
the
down.
advantage there. I see
Yeah,
the
yeah,
advantage that it would be.
but it's
In
just an
your
age thing. Sometimes the age doesn't really matter. It depends on because I see guys. M60 I run better than men M40 and M50.
Indeed, yeah,
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 and
yeah.
talent, you know. Um,
In your opinion, though, do you think that the world of track and field take masters athletics seriously? This branch of the sport. I mean, we take the junior level seriously, we take the senior pro level seriously, but as it relates to the masters league, which is the top, how do you think the world view this branch of the sport?
so that's a very interesting question. The Europeans, they are more in tune with masters because they have the masters games. They have different activities and they are well trained. So when we go to Europe to run against these guys, they give us a big challenge because these guys they breed, eat, sleep masters. They take it more serious than even like folks in the North America. I mean, I would say for the most part, I mean, the United States they take it serious, but not as much as the Europeans. And we have guys from Japan, China. They are bringing it. Now, China and Japan is not just a country where for gymnastics is also track and field, and they're winning races too in the masters competition. So I think that in Asia, the Asians are taking it very serious. The Europeans are taking it very serious, and for the lesser part, I think the Caribbean is the ones who are not taking it that serious. Not only Jamaica, but we have a few Caribbean countries like Bahamas, Trinidad, and we have some African countries also. But the majority of the people are from Europe that actually takes this very serious. So they really do take it serious. It depends on where you are.
You know, you are right, and you just said something. I think Europeans love track and field.
Hmm.
I think, and we don't even need a study to see that because when they're having track and field meets, when you look at certain meets in Europe, the stadiums are
Fact.
full and
Yep.
people are out,
Hmm.
and by the time they go live on TV, there's not you cannot see a visible empty seat in that
Yep.
stadium. And
Yep.
I've seen it with the Diamond League, I've seen it with
Hmm.
the Olympic Games, the World Championship. But
Yes.
North America, I don't think we are taking the sport of track and field
Not very
serious,
much.
seriously. In Jamaica, we say we're a track and field country, but we're not a track and field country.
No.
I know people might get mad at me for saying this, but there is no way in Jamaica we should be having track and field event in an empty stadium. That is not telling me that we're a track and field country.
Right. Right.
We produce a lot of outstanding track and field athletes, but in terms of how we treat the sport and how we support, no.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't care who want to come at me, but we don't take
But
it
you're right.
seriously.
But you're right. The only thing they support for the most is boys and girls championship. But after that, it's like the stadium is empty.
Nothing else exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But before we go any further, Doc, let us just read some comments. I see some familiar faces rolling in. We have quite a few Olympians here. We have Regina Montague is here. She said, "Good evening," formerly of Titchfield, one of those star girls from
Yeah.
Titchfield back in the days, and also outstanding coach at Dental Technical.
Hmm.
Is there? Keo is there saying he's doing amazing, of course. Vivian Morano, another outstanding Olympian for Jamaica, formerly of Very Technical, she's saying good night. And she's asking, how long has Masters Track and Field been around? And you can hold that question to answer it when we come back to it, Doc. And Dorothy Scott Genius, another Olympian in the building, formerly of Very Technical, she's saying, hello, HP, guest, and everyone watching, enjoying the interview as usual. Another outstanding Olympian for Jamaica is here. Lily Hodges is also in the building, formerly of St. Mary High School. She is here. Little Miss Dynamo. She's
Hmm.
saying good evening, and they're all rolling in. Thank you guys for being here. But coming back to you, Doc, before we
Mm.
continue,
Mm.
let us just answer Olympian Vivian Morano's question. She's asking, how long has the Masters League been around? I wrote something that said it started back in what, the 1970s?
Yes, definitely. Yes, it started back in the 1970s. So it's been around a long time.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
I never knew of it until actually 2018.
Wow, that's just the other day, doc.
Just the other day,
Yeah.
yeah, because as I said, a friend of mine told me, and I started to discredit her right away. She said, Masters, I said, a bunch of old people that are around, man. She said, you can't stay there. Yeah, and sure she said it, that was exactly, it's not for the weak. And you have to go 3 rounds, just like the Olympics in every event. You have to run each semi-final and final. So if you do make it to the final, so you're still good. Because you have to
Wow.
go through, yeah, it's a very competitive sport. Because you're running with the best of the best from all over the world.
Do they do drug testing like what they do?
Oh yes, oh
What?
yes, oh
No.
yes. One year in 2018, we had a Jamaican girl for the first time. She went up there, and she ran in the category M40, and she won the 100 meter. And as she wins, so them come fair off of the track, and go test her for
Are
enhancement
you
substance.
serious?
Oh yes.
But these people are retired. After you retire from the sport, you can eat anything, drink anything, take any
Some
medication.
No, you cannot. And there are
What?
some people who actually there are some former Olympians in the World Masters where still where them catch that do drugs and ban them to just like anybody else.
Wow.
Because there are some people that from the United States that they caught with enhancement substance, and them serve them ban to just like the senior athletes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Maybe they
it
thought it was okay to,
yeah.
at that
So
level, nobody's testing you because you're old.
no, they test you, and it's governed by the World Masters, by the WMA, the WMAC. Yeah, it's not
It's
it's
a
very
well
regulated.
organized, it's a well
It's yeah,
organized thing,
hmm
dog.
yeah. It's very highly regulated, and you have to follow the rules, and they're very strict. If you don't declare before in a race, you drop out. Like one year, I never know that I'm supposed to declare the day before. I go them say you can't run. You have to declare the day before. Yeah, man, them very strict, man. They're very strict, very strict. It's a serious
Is
thing.
it very competitive where you have a lot of people from different countries, like big teams?
Oh yes, they comes out like the other day it was about 1,100 people from the United States because
What?
there was no limit, and because
On
it
a
was held,
masters team?
yeah, it was held
Wow.
right now. Fast forward, next year it's gonna be in Seoul, and when we check online, the room them book out already.
So ma
The rooms that most of the rooms are gone in Daegu. It's gonna be in Daegu next year, August. And I am trying to mobilize some people from Jamaica so we can see if we can get some rooms from now. But most of the rooms are gone. Most of the hotels are booked out in Daegu.
No, man, we have to get more involved in this thing. I like it. We, as a
Yeah.
country, I think we need to get involved because we have the athletes. We have athletes retiring. I'm wondering if Shelly and Fraser Price is Shelly and could easily go there and set a world record
Easy,
because
easy.
she's 37.
Yeah. And the thing about is that a lot of these countries they have former Olympians on the team, and it's a pride and joy for them to win these events, like
Wow.
and it's a bragging right, and but they know that we have quality athletes, but people are always asking where are the athletes because they say
Yeah,
they
where are
know
the
we
Jamaican athletes who are
yeah
retiring?
they say
I
they know that we have these athletes, so where are they?
I
you
think
know
because I think because we're not promoting it, Doc. It is not being promoted because I'm sure right now, if we should do a quick survey, just a quick question among our athletes, do you know about the Masters League? Yes or no? Do you know? Do you know? Most of them are going to say, "What is that?" I mean,
Mhm.
we have people like Asafa who is still in good shape. You
Yeah.
know, no, man,
Oh yeah.
we have to go promote this thing a little bit more. Damien is saying World Masters Athletics follow the rules of World Athletics just
hmm
the same way.
Same. hmm
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
No dolly house business,
No,
according to Damien. No dolly.
no.
Wow, it is well set up. But what are some of the competitions that World Athletics has? Like how you have the Olympics, you have the World Championship, you have the Pan Am Games, you have the Commonwealth Games. What are some of the games?
So the difference between the world masters track and field is that they focus mainly on track and field events. But if you talk about the games, like in
Mhm.
Europe, they have a lot of world games, which is like the Olympics, where you have soccer, football, swimming, and all these other disciplines. So that's the main difference between the games
Mhm.
and the world masters track and field events. So yeah, so if you like, for us as Jamaicans, we always go to the World Masters track and field events. Well, I've had one athlete. Well, actually, Damien, what he went to was the games. Yeah,
And
he
that's
went
the
to.
big one.
Yeah, so that where they do well. The World Masters is the big one, but he went to the games where they have other disciplines.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
they're all big stages. But it's a matter of choice and where you want to go. You know, but the
Maybe
World
we
Masters.
maybe we should host one in Jamaica. You think we could host one in
Oh
Jamaica?
yes, oh yes. So since you mentioned that, I am actually trying to change the face of the Jamaica Masters,
Yes.
and my goal is to mobilize some people and see if we can get some sponsorships and get more athletes involved and more people. And the plan is I've actually had people approach me at the in Florida at the World Indoor Masters Championship, and they said that we would like to come to Jamaica. A lot of these foreigners say, when is Jamaica going to host this thing? Because Jamaica is a brand. So why are we not hosting the World Masters? And it was never hosted in the Caribbean before.
Wow.
So I want Jamaica to be the first stop. So
First.
my plan is to and it's gonna happen. My plan is to get well, it's every 2 years that you have the World Masters indoors, and then you have between that you have the World Masters indoors. So every other year you have the outdoor championship, and then you have the indoor championship. So my goal is to bid for the next World Masters after Seoul. After Daegu, that's in Seoul, that's in South Korea. So that's South Korea is 2026.
So
So
that's
the next
2028.
2028.
Yeah.
That's what I'm shooting for to make it a reality.
What
That we
time of the year is it? Because 2028 will be the Olympic Games in Los Angeles.
so sometimes that happens, where you have a clash.
You have a clash. Okay.
Yeah, you have a clash because the last World Outdoor Championship was happened when the Olympic was going on in France. And there was a little bit of conflict
Yeah. Yeah.
because some people wanted to attend
The
the
Olympic Games.
Olympics. So
Right.
what normally can be done is that we could schedule the event so that it doesn't clash with two major events going on at the same time.
Indeed.
So yeah,
Indeed.
so that's a good thing that you brought up, that to highlight that the Olympics is going to be in Los Angeles,
In
but
Los Angeles.
but the
Yeah.
but the games is still goes the game still goes on. So what we can do is just have it, because you don't have a specific. It happens in the summer, so you could have it late August. Like for instance, next year in Daegu, it's going to be late August to early September.
Okay.
Yes. So it all depends, so it doesn't have to clash with any other major event.
Awesome, awesome. Before we go any further, Vivian Morana, Olympian Vivian Morana, she's saying the first time I heard about the Masters was last week. And that was
Wow.
when Damien, and she is an Olympian, and she heard about it for
Mm-hmm.
the first time last week when I did Damien's interview. Kev Supply is saying, "Good evening. That's my father." Good evening, Kev. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Your son is here. with us. Regina Montague is also saying, I am just hearing about it. So she's
Yeah.
just hearing. And these are people who have competed in track and field and represented Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
coaches and the whole work. So we will have to do some more work,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Bowen, in order to bring more awareness to this because we're a big deal out there. Even if you touch the track and you come last,
Them cheer for you same way.
amazing,
They just want to
amazing.
touch you. That's all. They just want to, shake your
And
hand.
we're a big deal, you know. We
Oh
don't
yeah.
even we have no idea the
And,
tag that we have on
and
us.
and I tell you something too. When you put on that Jamaica uniform, even at this master level, people tremble. Just the uniform alone,
Make them
it it,
nervous.
it makes them nervous. It heightens the competition, and they love it. Especially the North Americans, them love when them see Jamaicans out there. Them say, yes, we're gonna have a good race. So people they expect you to perform well, even
Yes.
at the masters level. It's not no little mediocre thing. You have to. They want you to perform well, and they expect you to perform well, and they feel good lining up beside a Jamaican in any
Wow.
event.
We're big, you know.
Yeah,
We're
man,
big.
and I see people definitely
We're
tremble
a
and
big deal.
nervous and nervous.
We
That's when we walk out there in the uniform.
we are a big deal. We are
Yeah,
a big deal.
yes, man.
How before we get to Jamaica Masters athletics and how it works, how would you sell Masters athletics to athletes who are about to retire or soon retire or so? How would you sell this to them so that they can have a smooth transition? Let us use Shellyan for example. Shellyan is 37, you know, maybe will be retiring in another year or so. How would you sell this to Shellyan so that Shellyan can easily transition into it?
Well, Australian being as an Olympian, I mean, I think it would be easier to sell it to someone like a former Olympian because they already been involved in track and field. Even though we have a lot of newcomers that come into the sport, Shellyan is well traveled. She know the whole deal. But in terms of fitness and wellness, I've seen a lot of former Olympians or no obese. So looking at it from a wellness perspective, it's a good thing to keep active because once you stop moving around, and then the sickness and the illness step in. So you can look at it as a benefit to the mind and the body, and not just you running out there. Just you being keeping active and you being involved and still travel. It's for me. I use it as a form of tourism as well. I travel different countries. I just came back from Sweden when last year. I did a Scandinavian tour. I visit Norway, Denmark, Amsterdam, all these things. So it's not just about running. It's also about having a good time and meeting people, worldwide. It's a global thing. It's not just, a master's thing. Um, a lot of people look at it and say, well, I'm not making any money out of it, but there are athletes who are getting sponsorships at the master's level. So you still can make some money.
Indeed. Yeah.
Oh yes, and the countries who actually pay for their athletes. They give them stipend. They give them room and board, traveling, all that stuff. So there are benefits to it. And if you and we are a brand. If you're a good athlete, there are sponsorships out there for you as well. So you could still make some money. It's not just a waste of time because some people look at it like, oh, this is just a waste of time. No, it's not a waste
Hmm.
of time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things there, and this is some of the things that I will actually say that you could market it as such, in a
Indeed.
nutshell.
Indeed. I like it. I like the idea. I mean, it could even be like a mini vacation, you
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a mini vacation for me. I go with my wife. She's one of my cheerleader. And
Of course.
even though I'm older, she still expect me to win. If I don't win or whatever is problem. I tell her I say I'm not that young anymore, but there's a lot of pressure on me, because she still expect me to bring it.
Yes,
You
Mrs.
understand?
Bowen, pressure him.
Yes, and my daughter too, but she's not so hard on me. She would come and she would tell her mother to leave him alone.
What about your son, Kev Supply? He's a part of it?
No, no, no. He only tried
Two.
track one. He tried track one time,
Okay,
one,
okay. And that was it.
and that was it. He got injured, and then that was it.
Okay, all right. I don't know how far your lunchtime is, but we're now going to talk about, guys, if you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. I'm here with Dr. Kevin Bowen, and we're talking about Jamaica Masters Athletics. And just to talk about Jamaica a little bit, can you give us an overview of Jamaica Masters Athletics, the federation, and all of that, if there is an active federation?
Okay, so right now, um, like I said before, I'm trying to change the face of the leadership. So the Jamaica Masters falls under the umbrella of the J3A, which is the governing body.
Oh, I didn't know
Oh
that.
yes, that's the governing body. But right now, we based on we have a constitution as well too, and the constitution states that every 4 years we're supposed to have an election. For the past 8 years, we haven't had any election.
Why not, Doc?
That's a good question because there is a person who is currently the president, which he was never elected. He was just he got the position by default because the outgoing president migrated to the United States of America, and he was at the time assisting this person, and he took the office by default. And since then, we haven't had any elections or any meetings. So we're supposed to have like annual meetings and stuff like that. So currently, the leadership is not what it's supposed to be. We don't have any leadership right now. Let me just put it that
Wow.
way.
Yeah, yeah.
So I am actually in the process to have an election coming up sometime this month. As a matter of fact, it's going to be June 22nd.
Okay.
And I'm following the Constitution. I already had a meeting with the president of the J3, Mr. Gart Gale, and I told him what the current situation is. And I actually sent him a copy of the Constitution because he said he didn't have one. I found it, you know, and I sent it to him, and I said, "This is what the Constitution says, that we need a president, we need a treasurer, we need a
Yes,
vice
you need a
president,
board. You need
we need a
a
board."
group. You need a
And
management team.
yeah, and we don't have that going on right now, and it cannot be business as usual. So he said he's fully aware of the stuff that's going on. Some of the stuff I'm not even going to mention, but
That's fine. That's
a
fine.
lot of things that are going on that's not supposed to go on. And my job with my colleagues, they said that they think that I'm more than suitable to take over the leadership. So I told them that, listen, we're gonna have an election, and we're gonna nominate some people,
Oh, yes.
and whoever wants to be nominated,
Put
let them
themselves forward.
put themselves forward. And yeah, because I'm gonna do things the right way. I'm not gonna take this thing by brute force.
Indeed, indeed.
So
Because,
that yeah, so
yeah,
that's
it
the
needs
plan. The plan is for me to be one of the candidates to I'm
for
actually
president.
to take over the leadership and change the face of the Jamaica Masters. Currently, there are a lot of guys overseas running for the U.S. who have personally told me, because they thought I was the president, because I'm the one who's more actively involved, because I actually use my money sometime to help out with the team.
Hmm.
And that's how passionate I am about the Jamaica Masters. I use my own money, and to make sure that things goes on with some athletes who are not, who having financial problems. I'm not a rich person, but I try the best I can
Hmm.
to facilitate, growth and development. So that's that's the plan that we have right now, moving forward. And you know, I told them that let us do it the right way. Let us use
Indeed.
let us use democracy. and do the thing the right way, because a lot of people are fed up with what's going on. And like I said before, a lot of these athletes expressed to me that they would have come back over to run for Jamaica because they don't feel the same way wearing the US uniform. And some of the greatest athletes on the US team are Jamaicans.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, they are Jamaican, but they're my friends, so I know them. So when them come to them, hey, walk one, so they say, take out that uniform, them man. you know, but they say that because of the current leadership and the problem that we're having, they don't want to associate themselves with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe me, I understand exactly what you're saying.
Mm,
And just as
mm,
a suggestion, Doc, one of
mm.
the things that you need to put in place when you become president, because we're speaking it into being, is that
Okay.
ensure that you have a marketing team. You have people that knows about marketing and can find a way to bring in the resources,
Mm-hmm.
money, kit, everything that you will need. Marketing is very important, and a lot of people don't understand that
Mm-hmm.
a brand cannot be successful if you're not trying to market it one way
Right.
or another. So, but your tagline is train hard, win easy. I like that tagline.
Mm.
So I just want you guys to know that you are a team member. What role do you really play as the team member? I see what you're trying to do, but as it is now as a team manager, how are you able to support the team when they're going away? Damien was all by himself, all the way out in Taiwan, a few weeks ago. Just tell us a little bit about that.
So what I've done, I've actually donate my gears, my personal gears, to some athletes who are willing to join the team. We usually get the gears directly from Puma, which is the sponsors, the legal sponsorship for the Jamaica national team. That's where our gears come from. That's in Germany. That Puma is out of Germany. But another thing happens with the gears with this other person is that he was getting the gears and he was not distributing the gears to the athletes.
Why am
And
I
that
not surprised? I've heard that story so many
yeah,
times.
yeah. And so he was actually selling the gears. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
Jesus.
Yeah. So Puma found out about it, and they said that they no longer going to give him any gears. So you know, we were actually getting this almost the same gears as the national team, everything. But since because they found out about what was going on, they stopped that. So right now, I'm in the process to work with some younger groups that just recently joined the Masters team. Like Mr. Horace, he was telling me he has a connection with Adidas, and we're trying to see if we could get our gears directly from them. Currently, the last person, the J3 is the last group that actually gave us gears for this last meet. But then again, we didn't get the gears that we're supposed to get. We didn't get the
But if
proper
your
size.
but if your organization is a part of the J3A, how would you be able to get another apparel company in with Puma being
Well,
the
that's
title sponsor?
that's the tricky part. And then but then again, that might be some, as you said, that there might be a conflict of interest. So we, my plan is to actually reach out to Puma directly. If we can't get any gears from another group, if it's a conflict of interest, I was planning to reach out to Puma myself. As you say, when I get the presidency,
Yes, man, yes.
because
But it sounds to me because you're pitching, I like what you're doing. You're pitching your idea to me, and I like that. But can you separate the Masters League from the J3A? Can it be separated as a separate entity, or it must be a part of
well,
the J?
so right now the J trade doesn't really, they're not really involved with the Masters, to be honest. They on paper they're the governing body, but like we pretty much are on our own, to be honest. We don't get any monies from the J3. But in the past, we have, the Minister of Sports have actually donated money. And like I said before, I don't see that. I didn't see that money.
Oh,
But
word.
you know,
Masters get beaten.
so I'm just saying, I don't want to go too much into details,
And
but
I respect that. You don't have to
but the
go
pro-
too deep.
but the problem is there's a lot of misappropriating of funds,
Yes.
and people not getting their gears and not getting the money, and that,
Resources not
and
coming to,
yes, so there are people that are willing to give sponsorship, but not under the current leadership.
yeah, it has to change.
So it has to change.
But can you, and I'm going to say we because I'm a Jamaican, I'm a part of the legacy. Can we move away from under the umbrella of the J3 and create a federation called Jamaica Masters Athletics, where you can get your own funding, your own gear, your own sponsorship, your own people, your own everything?
So that's a good question, and that is something that I will have to do some investigation.
Okay.
And according to the laws and the bylaws and all these things, I'm going to do my research on that, and see if we can, get away from the under the J3.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the J3 is the governing body for track and field,
Right,
and
right.
but like I said, I'm gonna see if we there, in terms of conflict of interest, like you said, if that would be a problem or not, because it could be that it's not a problem. But I would have to speak with the president of the JH, Mr. Gart Gale, because I have his contacts and everything, and set up a meeting or whatever, and discuss this with him, and get a feedback.
And
Yeah.
another thing you can find out too, you can maybe check with other countries to see if their Masters Athletics Federation is independent of their track and field. Like for the US, I don't know if theirs is, if it's the same umbrella USA track and field, it
It's
all
the same.
runs,
It's the same umbrella.
or it's the same. Okay.
Yes, you know what? Very unlikely. I think we can separate ourselves, because, like I said, the USA track and field, is the body that governs all age group. Because even living in the states, because I have dual citizen, in order to run at any of these meet, I have to register I have to pay my dues. And other than that, I can't run at any of these masters meet. So it's really, it's the same body that governs track and field, and I think that's the way it's set up. So I
Okay.
don't, but I could find out and see, if we can make ourselves a separate, entity,
Yeah.
and that will make us
It gives you more control,
more leverage,
Yes,
in
yeah.
terms of getting sponsorships and stuff like that. Because currently, I mean, the J Trade is not really doing anything for us, apart from if we ask them for a few gears, and then they might find some of the old gears and give us. But when we
Wow.
get our gears directly from Puma, we get the most up to date uniforms.
Damien is
And
saying, excuse me, Dot. Damien, who just competed at the World Masters game, he won a bronze medal in the triple jump. Damien is saying, I wouldn't have any gear in Taiwan if it wasn't for Dr. Kevin Bowen, and that's you. So if it wasn't for you, he would not be able to wear the country's color. No,
no,
that just
right, because
that
I
don't
actually,
hit me, that hit me hard.
yeah, because I actually went down there and specifically to get gears for this young man, and I was told by employees of the JHA that they're too tired to go upstairs to get the gears, and hence they only brought me one pair of running tights and a vest. And I said to them that this is not enough. The man need a complete set of gears, uniform, track suit, and all this stuff. and they told me that they're tired.
Are you serious, Dr. Bowen?
Yeah, imagine me fly all the way from New York, got Jamaica, to get some years. And I was only down there for about 4 days. And they were telling me I have to come back. I tell them that I don't have the time to come back. I'm just here for 4 days. And I take the time out of my busy schedule to go up there to get some gears for the young man. And that's all they gave me. So that shows you that they don't, have much respect for us.
Yeah, you really need to, you and
Yeah.
your team really need to take control and, get this thing
Yep.
done properly.
Yep.
It's,
Yeah. And
I
that's so
don't
that's
even
my
know what to,
mission. So
I'm
that's my
trying.
mission.
Yes, I wish you all the best on that, and I hope you get it done and you become president because this is unacceptable. This is just unacceptable. And it boils down to accountability. You're there to do a job, and you're going to tell me that you are too tired
Mm-hmm.
to do your job
Yep.
for country.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So like you said before, we're gonna have this discussion. I'm gonna ask them if we could get sponsorships or gears outside of the Puma and get a feedback, because at this moment they don't really care much. So I want to see how much they care, and if that's going
Yeah.
to be a problem, and maybe it's not a problem. They might say, well, you know what, if you guys could get the gears elsewhere, fine. Who knows.
And that would be okay.
Yeah.
So when we see our masters out there running in Adidas, we would say, "Yay, go Jamaica!" Just the
Yeah,
same.
it's just the same. I mean,
Yeah.
Jamaica used to be Adidas was the sponsor for Jamaica before, and then
Mm-hmm.
and then Puma actually took it over. Puma and Adidas are brothers and sisters
Right. Yeah.
company. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
you really need to get it done because you have another championship coming up. So,
yeah.
I wish you all the best on that. We really have to get it together. We need to get it together as a country. Damien is saying USA track and field governs their masters at all levels,
Hmm.
basically. Likewise, Canada.
Yeah.
So Canada, everything is managed from Canada Athletics. Same thing with USA, but of course we
Hmm.
are not. We're just not doing. Some people suffering while we have to find a balance because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it is one legacy. It
Right.
is one legacy, different levels, but it's the same
Right.
legacy. And funny enough, my next question to you is going to be, and maybe you've told me already, what is the biggest challenge that Jamaica Masters Athletics face? The biggest challenge.
Well, the
All of
biggest.
them sound big to me, but
Well, I think the biggest challenge right now is funding. Funding. Um, is if we have the proper funding, I think we'll be able to offset a lot of expenses. Because I mean, coming into masters, you have to come with some money. It's not you're not going to get a full ride. But if we could, get some, funding in terms of to offset, even accommodations and stuff like that, I think it will attract more people. So I would say that if I should take anything from it, will be the funding will be the biggest. I would say the biggest challenge for the Jamaica Masters.
yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
if you are able to get more funding, more resources, I think you would attract more athletes, more retired athletes would come over. But if
Mm-hmm.
an athlete who've earned a little money as a professional, and then they will have to take that money to pay, go to Japan to represent the country, to find hotel, they're not going to do it.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
not going to.
Yeah. And because even going to Seoul, I mean, the ticket prices are up there, but I mean accommodation is not so bad, considering, but not everybody can afford it, you know. So you have to take that into consideration. But other than that, a lot of the masters athletes they are professionals, they're business people, so a lot of them they have money. but not everybody is in
But
that
what about the
position.
ones who, yeah, what about the
Yeah,
ones who don't, you know?
right.
Because I have been talking to some people and I've heard that you have to buy your own plane ticket. You have
Yeah,
to pay for your own hotel. One person even told me that you have to buy your own gear. And I'm like, buy your own gear to
no.
compete for your country?
Well,
That didn't, that part
well,
didn't make sense.
some countries, and this one is going to surprise you. The Canadian Masters athletes have to buy their gears. We get our gears free for the most part. So, so Canada, a lot of other countries told me that they have to buy their gears. Yeah. So and Canada is a big country, but they don't really support their masters athletes very well either. So we have a few Jamaicans that were running for Canada and they switched over to Jamaica recently in the last World Games because of the problem that they have with Canada. So the grass is not always green on the other side, you
Wow.
know.
Do you have any women in Jamaica Masters? Are there any women?
We have a few women, but we need more women. We have mostly men, but we have a few women. Yeah.
What can be done though? And you know, how are and in wrapping up, because I know that I've taken your entire
Yeah.
lunchtime. I don't even know if you eat already, but just in wrapping up, how
Mm.
do you plan to, and I'm asking you this now as a future president, how do you plan to attract new recruits to Jamaica Masters?
So right now, we have a platform that we have members, and I could also share this information with people on this platform, so they can use me as a point person because I've been playing that role since the inception, since I started on the Masters team. So if they want to join the Masters team, just liaison with me. I will tell them exactly what they need to know. And if they want to switch over from other countries, there is a process also to do that. I could tell them how to go about doing that. And like I said, we're on a mission and to change up the face of the Masters team and to attract other people as well, and to also do a campaign in terms of getting more funding. And I'm also planning to use my influence here in the States to get some funding as well. But it's a work in progress. So I mean, if they want to come on board, they could come through me, and we could get you could share my we could share my contacts with them as well. Um, in terms of getting on the masters group. So we have a masters group on WhatsApp that we just formulate, and this is where we have our athletes and we communicate on a daily basis. And so this is where the platform that we're going to use to mobilize people getting involved into this noble.
A lot of people are on social media, Instagram,
Yes.
TikTok, X, formerly Twitter, there's Facebook. Do you have stuff
Da-
like
Da-
that set up?
yes, actually, Damien is the point person. Damien is the media man. So Damien actually, he's the one who formed an IG.
I saw it.
Yeah. So Damien, yeah, he could share that information
Hmm.
with the audience
Hmm.
on Instagram. And like I said, I have a masters group on WhatsApp
Okay.
also that potential members could also join.
Is there a website?
It's
Not yet.
on what well the website we're actually going to build that
Okay.
because there was a website, but it's not functioning. So it is there, but it's not functioning. And
Okay.
people have told me that they went on it and they send messages and email and nobody responded to them because it's not functioning. So Damien and I are we're gonna build a new website
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
that people can go and
Get
and
information.
get information, and we're going to post pictures and all that stuff on that platform.
Training programs. Do you get, suppose I want to become a part of the 50 plus group and I call you and I said, Dr. Kev, I need you to write me a program. Do you help? You
Oh
guys help
yes, oh
athletes
yes.
with coaching programs?
We have several coaches on we have of quite a few members from GC Foster College who are currently coaches in the States also. So
Okay.
we have coaches, and we have a coach actually in Jamaica as well too. So we have those resources. We have several coaches. We have coaches in Canada too.
Awesome.
Level two coaches. So if you need a program, that's the easy part.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
and and we could monitor your progress. The only thing is that when masters is that oftentimes we don't get to meet because everybody is all scattered all over the globe.
Mm-hmm.
But we can give you programs, and you could work with that, and we can monitor you. You know, and so that's the easy part. The coaching, that's the easy
That's
part.
easy part. That
Yeah,
resources is in
yeah,
place and it's working.
yes.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Dr. Bowen, I so appreciate you stopping by tonight using your lunchtime. Some
Mm-hmm.
people will say, but it's night, but thank you very much for being here to, just to hang out with us tonight, bring
Mm-hmm.
some more awareness to Jamaica Masters athletics and, good luck on, your race for president. I will be cheering you on and stuff. And I hope that you guys can get it off the ground and stuff and get fans like me involved and stuff. Of course, Damien is trying to pull me in. I am strongly thinking about it now that I know that you have 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. But thank you very much for being here. And normally I give my opportunity an opportunity to ask me a question, just one question. So you can think about a question that you want to ask me while I just do the wrap up. Thank you guys for being here. Africa, Asia, North America, South America, Antarctica, Oceanic, all 7 continents. Thank you very much for being here. Everyone who hung out with us, Kev, your son,
Mm-hmm.
Damian Powell, Dorothy Scott, Regina, Vivine, Lilith Hodges, Miss Vilma Charlton, everyone who came on tonight. Thank you very much for being here. And now I will push it back to Doc to ask
Mm-hmm.
me a question.
So, this is the so have you run have you
Yes,
done ran track when you were in high school?
not in high school, but I did track
Oh,
at the primary all age level.
okay. So
Yeah.
the question I want to ask you, why how come you were so passionate about track and field? Like what's the trigger? What's the drive? What makes
Ah,
you so passionate about track and field?
that's a very good
Mm-hmm.
question. I don't think I've ever remember anyone ask me about the passion, or my trigger. But my trigger is when I was in primary all age school, I got a track scholarship to go to St. Jago, and my father denied me because I guess back in the 80s they think that you're going to school to run up and down, they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not get my opportunity to take up that scholarship. So, I went to a non-traditional school that did not have a track program. So
Okay.
that was the end of that for me. But so I've always loved the sport because I did it as a child. So I
Mm-hmm.
always had a passion for it. And then when I was barely teen, the first two names I heard in track and field that piqued my interest was the name Jackie Pusey and Merlene Otti. Those were the two names I heard for
Mm-hmm.
the first time in track and field, and that was why I wanted to become
Okay.
an athlete. So that was my trigger. But I've
Okay.
always loved the sport.
Okay.
So now I'm living vicariously through the athletes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough answer.
Yes. So thank you very much. Thank you for taking your time out to be here. Your lunchtime. I know that you're going back on the job. I
Yeah.
hope you get something to eat now. You'll be able to grab, something before you go back. But thank you very much. Thank you for being here. And please let me know when is your election. Can people outside vote
So
or just
basically,
members?
so it's usually members. If you're a member of the,
How can I become a member? Can I become a member?
oh yes, you can become a member. Of course you can.
Please tell me how I can become a member.
All right. So right now, because
Mhm.
because I don't have the power right now, but you normally you'd have gone through the president. They and then you pay, I think you pay your dues. I think it's an annual fee that you pay, and then they just sign you up. It's not hard to join. But it's what I can say is once the election is over, it's scheduled for June 22nd.
Okay.
I will be able
To
to
have new members.
yes, and
Okay.
yeah, because right now we're in the rebuilding process, and then I'll be able to give more information in terms of that.
Okay.
Because right now we don't have any leadership.
Nothing is in place right now.
No, no, it's
Okay.
like we're in the transition period,
I
I would
got
say.
you. I got
Yeah,
you.
but to become a member is not hard.
Okay. Okay.
You just
All
you
right.
just
I'll
you
I'll
just
wait on.
yeah. So I would say just wait until that and then I could post this information. You could also reach out to me
Okay.
or anyone who's interested in becoming a member could reach out to me. I don't know if do you have my contact information on
On
you,
the screen?
yes, because I don't
No,
know
no,
because
I
I
don't. But I have your number in my phone. Can I give out this number that I have for you? Or
yeah
this
you
is
could
not.
you know what you could do
What we could
uh
do, we could put something on Instagram and then have that sharing with everyone.
you have my WhatsApp, right?
Yeah, I have you on WhatsApp. Yeah.
Yeah, you could share that information.
I can share this number.
Yeah, yeah, you can share it for yeah on
Okay,
WhatsApp.
okay, guys. So if you want to get in touch with Jamaica Masters Athletics, you can get in touch with Dr. Kevin Bowen. His phone number is 914-513-6642. That's 914-513-6642, Dr. Bowen. And of course, they are also on Instagram. On
Mhm.
Instagram, you will find Jamaica Masters JM. That's it, right? I think it's JM.
Yes.
Jamaica Masters JM on Instagram, or you can reach out to me and I will get you in touch with them. But let's come on board, guys. We are going to help this organization to get back on their feet and, of course, having a fan base, getting people
Yeah.
involved. People like to see, I don't want to say elderly because I'm elderly myself, but people like to see mature people compete in sports. I see it at the Penn Relay all the time, and it looks good. A man in his 80s running a 100-meter is absolutely beautiful,
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. So,
Right.
Dr. Bowen, thank you very much. I will let you get back to work now. Have a good evening, and it was a pleasure talking to you. And I'm sure this is not the last time
No,
we are
this
going to talk.
this is just the start.
This is just a start, indeed.
Yeah, so you're at the start now and you're gonna go to the finish line.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's what my soundtrack said.
Yeah.
We're on our way to the finish
Yes.
line.
And like you said, we're gonna speak all these things into existence.
Indeed,
and
indeed,
and, and
indeed.
we're gonna grow. So this is just a start, but great. There's as my father would say, always expect the unexpected. Great expectation.
Indeed.
So this is what we're promoting, and you just want to have good people to work with, and I have a good team. I have a lot of young masters group working with me, like Damien. Damien Orace and Mr. Henry and some, to name a few. I'm actually attracting and reeling in a lot of these young masters at least. So the future look bright.
Love it. I love that.
Yeah, it looks bright.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Vivi
Yes.
Morano, Olympian Vivian is saying, thank you for the fascinating interview. I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys very much. Miss Vilma Charlton, she's saying Olympian Lindy Headley could be on. He ran the Masters as well. Please to find me, Mr. Lindy Headley, so I
Mhm.
can have a talk with him. Thank you very much for that, Olympian Vilma Charlton, who is still giving back to sport today. I mean, she was also a VP at the J3A, still a member of the J3A, very, very, very instrumental in our track and field, not just as an athlete, but also an educator. She's an organizer. She is into everything, chaperone, you name it. She a wonderful, wonderful lady, Miss Vilma Charlton. Thank you guys very much. And Doc, thank you for being here. And we will talk soon. And
All right.
remember, I want to become a member of this organization. Okay,
Don't
sir?
worry. Don't worry. I have your contact. Don't worry.
All righty, we will talk. Enjoy your lunch now and enjoy the remainder of your shift and have a good night and have a great weekend.
All right. God bless.
Bye bye. Thank you. All right, guys, I tell you, Jamaica track and field legacy, and I am always excited to have these good conversations with our people. Dr. Bowen there is running for president, so let us wish him all the best. He has good ideas for the federation and he wants to see us going places. You know, it's very sad sometimes when you hear some of the things that, he took a plane from New York to Jamaica just to pick up some gear so that our athletes can have to compete. And the person at the J3 told him that they are too tired to go and get the stuff. We have to change that. We have to be more business like. Even if you're volunteering, my grandmother always said, anything that you're doing, give it your all. Even if a volunteer, you're volunteering, give it your all. If you're not going to give it your all, don't do it. I learned that from my grandmother. I mean, she rest in peace, but that's what she always said. Vilma Charlton is saying, Miss Vilma Charlton, Olympian Vilma Charlton is saying, J3 sometimes give them gear. Yes, yes, he did say that. He did say that. But we need a system to always give them gear because they're not competing for self. They are competing for country. And we should treat them with the same respect as our juniors and our senior professional athletes because they too are a part of the legacy. So, guys, thank you very much. Track and field is heating up. On the weekend gone, we had the Philly Slam and Slam Grand Slam series is just buzzing. Grand Slam series is slamming. It is happening, and of course, in another few weeks, it will be the finale in LA, and LA is going to be nice. Yes, it is going to be nice. So, guys, I'll see you in LA, and of course, NCAA Championship coming up next weekend. The Jamaica Trials coming up at the end of the month. Tomorrow is Diamond League. World Championship coming up in September. The calendar is full. Calendar will go all the way to September this year. Normally by the end of August, first week of September, it is over. But this time, we are going all the way down into September. So, guys, we have lots more talk. Next week, I will have a diverse panel on Tuesday night, and this Tuesday night will have Jamaica, that's me. It will have Trinidad and Tobago. It will have St. Lucia. So it is going to be a Caribbean chatting come next week, Tuesday night. Of course, we will be looking at track and field in the region. What do we need to do to get back to that place? So we're going to have those discussions. and I want you to join me. Of course, we are going to be talking about track and field in the region, and we need to get back to that place that we're accustomed to. And guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy. Why do I always forget to say please like? Guys, thank you very much for being here. Please to like and share this content. We need this content to get out there. Please like, share, and support and all those little things. Thank you very much for that. My auntie Dorothy Scott Genius is saying, please like, share, and subscribe. Yes, guys, thank you very much for being here. If you notice, I don't want to leave you guys, right? But I know I have to go. It's time to go. But have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. And I will see you Tuesday night. Same time, same time. Thank you guys for being here. All of you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great weekend. Bye. Ta-ta. Please remember, guys, please to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you next week. Bye.
Jamaica's track and field legacy is unmatched. It is a story of triumph, resilience, and extraordinary talent. But do you know the stories behind the athletes who brought us glory? Hi, I'm HP, founder of HP Chat Track. My mission is simple: to celebrate the rich legacy of Jamaica track and field and shine a light on the incredible people who make it happen. Winning that race was a dream come true, but the journey wasn't easy. It's not just about medals, it's about inspiring the next generation. Jamaica track and field isn't just a sport, it's our pride, our culture, our heart. Every week I sit down with athletes, coaches and fans to bring you stories of dedication, passion and legacy. Plus, we've got exciting news and exclusive insights into the world of track and field. Make your Thursday night be at HP's place. Come hang out with us at HP Chat Track Studio.